North Melbourne played their first game of Australian football at the Arden Street grounds on the 29th of April 1882. Today they returned there for their 110th hit-out against Richmond, and it was probably their last senior match at a VFL ground that most spectators would class as mediocre at best. Mediocre, though, wouldn't even come close to describing the Tigers' dismal efforts against Carlton last week, while North put in a splendid last quarter effort to steal the game by 5 points from the Sydney Swans at the SCG. Both teams had been knocked around by injuries, the Kangaroos losing their skipper Wayne Schimmelbusch again, and the Tigers having to find replacements for Michael Roach and Dale Waitman. Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards are our commentators at the ground, and tonight we join the action at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. It's Richmond leading by 1 point.
Jamie Stevenson taken off him. He goes in to do the ruck work actually as James does a flying kick. There's Rioli. You can't see his number, but pretty easy to pick out. Fury up high. Phil Cracker punched away there by Francis to Crebin. Backer comes to Trevor Poole. He can't pick it up. Now he's got it. A lovely hand pass back to Peter Francis to Strawn. Backer comes to Anir. Johnny Anir. There's handballs going everywhere at the moment. Back to Trevor Poole. Up high, and a nice strong mark taken there by Craig Stewart in the centre of the ground. He plays on and goes to the torpedo punt. Out wide to Gavin Bayes. Bayes kicked a beautiful goal in the first quarter. He goes short. He's looking for Pickering. He gets bundled out of the way by Glendinning. It's grabbed there by Smith. Smith a high ball. Demetrio and Crebin and Jepp and Greg. Greg nearly took it on the second bite, but the skills that keep Greg as he ducks back. He's the hero of the North crowd. He finds Johnny Holt. Holt sprints away, always looks brilliant with that flashy run of his, up towards full forward. It comes out to Phil Cracker, but in the meantime it was in the back to Kim Hodgman, about 40 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
Cracker was just about to break away and have a shot to goal, but now Hodgman puts the ball up toward the goal square. No mark taken, it's just out of goal, suck it off the ground, and the North Melbourne camp said it's a goal. Yes, it is. Suck it through by whom? I'm not too sure. Jonas it was, kicking it off the ground. And now North Melbourne level with Richmond in the second term. We've only been playing, in fact, we haven't gone to my clock, it hasn't worked. So we've only been playing a couple of minutes. 4-4-28 to 4-4-28. That's the story on the scoreboard.
Well, if you looked at the flags here, there was no doubt the breeze is favouring the end, which Richmond is kicking to now, but Richmond scored well down the other end, so it's not going to make that much of a difference today. There's Anir getting the ball. Keith Gregg, he's a good player. He just reads the ball so well. Back it comes to Jeff.
Well done.
Against Holt. It made a difference having Holt on the ground. Beautiful football to Andy Demetrio. He kicks it out wide. The lead has been made by McCann. McCann right on the boundary line. Leads are being made. They're being ignored. McCann's going to go for the long kick at goal. It's a high floating drop punt. It comes back. Oh boy, that's a great looking kick. It's a goal to Steve McCann. What a beautiful goal from the boundary line. And North Melbourne hit the lead by 1 goal. 5-4 North, Richmond 4-4.
Oh, what a strange game of football. The breeze is favouring the left hand of your screen. That's the northern end of the ground where North had possession or had the use of the breeze in the first quarter and struggled to get 3-4 against Richmond's 4-4. Now, in the first 3 or so minutes of the second term, they've added 2 goals against the breeze. So maybe the breeze doesn't mean a thing. Greg tries to hook it out, did so successfully too. Can't make much contact though, and the umpire will be forced to bounce. Umpire Morrow coming in to adjudicate here, and the bounce taking place just still in the square, but favouring Richmond's half-forward zone. It's been kicked by Arceri up high toward Holt, who was pushed in the back, and the umpire said free kick.
I thought it was a bit of an Academy Award performance, that one, Jack.
Well, he might have been a little bit that way.
It might have been a little nudge in the back, but Holt has made a difference, actually. That was a good coaching move by Kennedy, bringing him on Jepp, who had a great first quarter. There's Jonas trying to boot it off the ground, and it's a free kick going Richmond's way. Now, who's taking this one? It's Craig Stewart was held, said the umpire. Umpire Kevin Smith officiating with umpire Jeff Morrow. Up towards half-forward, Geary could have caught one in the back. No, said the umpire. In they go after it in that mud patch in the centre, and it is a free kick going North Melbourne's way to Peter German.
They'll finish up losing Rioli in there today. Won't be able to find him.
Well, look at German. Look at that mud, eh? That's the old-fashioned. The football is absolutely covered. That ball's gone about 20 metres. Tim Jepp, he's been a very good player. And a funny-looking handball to Rioli. Rioli and Phil Cracker. Rioli are tackled by Cracker. And now the umpire, Kevin Smith, very, very late, has played a free kick down the field.
was paid for, and the ball with Pickering. Pickering on the half-forward flank. Looking down for somewhere, trying to balk. He got around all right. Can he shoot toward goal? He puts it up to the square, but it drops short, and the mark has been taken by McDonald.
Gee, they'll miss Roach up there today, I reckon, Jack.
Gee, that's dangerous. Hand passes to Greg. Yes, they will miss Roach. That was bad football. The ball now, a chance for Richmond to score. Only 25 metres out from their goal. North Melbourne playing the short game. James tried to hook it out of the pack, couldn't do so. Diving in on top. Should never have been a free kick, but he dived in for the ball. So the umpire has awarded the free kick to Johnny Anea.
I noticed in the seconds today, Jack, players who dived on top of the ball, they were automatically getting free kicks. So if you dive in on it today, you're a big chance to get a free. I'm a little bit with you there, a bit lucky to get that one near. He's right in front as he fires. I think he's missed. Yes, a bad miss by Anea. You've got to score those ones from 20 metres out.
Peter, with that ball, though, it's going to be pretty difficult. The ball is covered in mud. It's not easy to control.
Yeah, true.
Short passes by Ramsey, found Larkin. 15 metres, I don't know why, but it's against Pickering for Larkin. There really wasn't much in that. Larkin, look at the length of that kick, 25 metres at the top, and taken by Stewart. See, players will have to play in front today, Peter, or they won't get a kick.
Yep.
Kick by Stewart down toward the half-forward zone. Pickering got the front position, couldn't take the mark. It's hooked out now to Hodgman from Fury. He gets a left foot working up toward the wing position. Here's a chance for Richmond to get it out. Poole tries to break away. Did it well, too. Gets the ball moving down towards Smith of North Melbourne, up high, but Pickering had the front berth and nearly took the mark.
He nearly did. You're right, Jack, as the hand pass comes to Andy Demetrio. He breaks away and kicks it wide. It's all Richmond because the North Melbourne player fell over Marcus Siri. It's Chris Burton taking the mark. What a kick and what a pass to Michael Pickering. He wants to give it to someone. But that is certainly the only problem with the distance kicking is the fact you can't get firm footing. But that is certainly just within kicking distance for most players. Pickering is not a long kick. He should be able to land this one up around the goal square area, I think.
Well, he has the breeze coming across from his left-hand side, so he has to aim for the left-hand goal post. He's done that well. He's put it through. It's a goal. Kicked by Michael Pickering, a much-needed goal too.
Sometimes life gets so crowded with financial problems, we don't have room to move.
Hello, kids. Hello,
That's
dog.
why there's Westpac's all-together banking package. There's high-interest savings, a cheque account free of activity charges, automatic bill payments, and a Westpac MasterCard with a line of credit to help you through the tough times. Even discounts on insurance and personal loans. If you need room to move, get it all together with Westpac, the bank.
Out of this hi-fi video recorder comes the best sound you'll get today. Now that's real hi-fi video.
Doing things around the home, I need all the help I can get, and that's why I go to Homestead. Product, price, and good advice.
England, the Grand National. Melbourne, the Grand Final. And to celebrate the opening of new showrooms at the corner of Dandenong and Ferntree Gully Roads, New Oakley Motors are having a grand slam of events. There's special edition Grand Falcons, Grand Telstars, Grand Lasers, grand deals on a great range of used cars. 3 minutes up the road, the Grand Slam goes on at 239 Ferntree Gully Road. Grand Slam events in service and spare parts. Grand deals on trucks. The Grand Slam is at
7:30 Sunday.
Glad you're not in love with Chris, because I want you to be in love with me.
Sons and daughters.
I was half hoping you wouldn't be here, Lee.
Then why don't you forget you saw anything?
She'll have to spend tonight in jail. That's the least she deserves.
Getting married is a mistake, Donna. We're too young.
Don't smudge his makeup.
You're gonna need more than makeup to fix your face by the time I finish with you, sweetheart.
The solicitor said I could get 15 years.
Sons and Daughters. It's Australia's most exciting drama. 7:30 Sunday.
13 minutes now into the second quarter.
They had a very heavy shower here last night that made an enormous difference to the state of the ground, as we see going in Johnny Law. But it was a free kick, I think, to Peter Jonas before that for holding the man. So the ball will come back to the centre-half back area. Jonas started off on Zakaski, and I thought Zakaski beat him in the first quarter. We see There's Peter Jonas. The ball, heavy ball, doesn't travel far, but the mark has been taken by German. German, a lovely short pass to Holt, who's looked good since coming on at quarter time. He swings onto that left foot. He is a great kick. He looks for McCann. McCann's, oh, good mark. A good mark. Too big then and too strong for Greg Strawn. He is 25 to 30 metres out, directly in front, and this will certainly be a score. For North Melbourne supporters, they'll be hoping for a goal.
Well, he shouldn't have missed from there. North Melbourne 5-6 with Richmond on 5-6. McCann, point blank range. You can kick the ball a proverbial mile. He puts it up high and puts it through the centre for North Melbourne, now leading by 1 goal over Richmond on 7's big lead.
2 goals to Steve McCann. He's playing today. He was selected at full back, but at the moment he's playing a full forward on Greg Strawn. His marking ability will worry Strawn. Although Greg normally has more trouble with fast leading players like Beasley. Of course, he kicked 12 goals against Richmond a couple of weeks ago at VFL Park. A number of those were kicked on Greg Strawn. He had a spell in the seconds last week. Now he's back in the seniors.
I noticed Dean Notting has come on the ground for Richmond. So at the bounce, McDonald got the second tap down to Hodgman. Hodgman out in front, got the ball moving off the left foot toward Dwyer. It's running out toward the flank. Dwyer first to it. Geary's there for Richmond. Dwyer taps the ball out. Well done too. North a chance now through Hodgman. He gathers his footing, goes goalward. He's put it up high, but it's going through. No, it's not. It's going out of bounds on the full. So that breeze is fairly strong.
Yep. It's blowing across the ground and also to one of the pockets at the Richmond end of the ground. So Richmond have the aid of the end that Richmond is kicking to, I should say. And so Richmond have the aid of the breeze. So, but a lot of scoring being done at the other end, which is quite surprising.
Strange. 4-4 Richmond kicked against the breeze in their first term, and North Melbourne has already kicked 2 goals and a couple of points in this quarter. Rioldi can't do much with it, getting a free kick. Here he comes. Oh, you can see a little bit of that yellow sash on him. Gets the ball up to the half-forward zone. A chance for Jeff. He got a hand pass back. Bayes can't do much with it. There's an opportunity for North Melbourne. Picked up by Greg. And the champion goes forward, but the kick was smothered. The ball on the turf. Picked up by Eustace. Eustace out wide. Taken by Poole. Poole on centre wing. Hooks it back toward the centre of the ground. Taken by Jeff. He goes short. And he drops very short, and the mark is taken by Johnny Law.
You wouldn't know by his number.
I don't think their mothers would know half of these people.
Well, there's the kick to Holt. Oh, good mark. Very good mark. Johnny Holt.
He did that well. He turned himself around in midair to protect himself.
He's made an enormous difference since coming on the ground. Down to McCann. McCann marks in front of Strawn at centre half forward. Now, it's not 15 metres. It's a long way out. Way out with the heavy ball.
Sorry, Peter, I pressed your cough button.
My cough button. Thanks, Jack. I wondered what happened. I thought we'd gone off the air as we see McCann with a long driving kick. What a kick! That floated back the opposite way to the breeze. I don't know how that happened.
But what a kick
but
against
it floated
that
back at a great goal. 3 goals to Steve McCann, and North starting to get on top. They lead by 2 goals, 7 goals, 6, 48 to Richmond 5-6, 36.
You can get it riding, you can get it sliding, you can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it in a hole or up a pole. You can get it doing nothing at all. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. A long, cold Vic. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter.
Mazda believe the time has come to create
The top one-tonner. The performance power one-tonner.
Petrol or diesel lighter topper.
The sedan car comfort one-tonner.
Unique anti-vibration mounting. Mazda.
The precise handling one-tonner.
Bigger wheelbase, more stable.
The optimum hauling one-tonner.
Double skin, big load protection.
The top one-tonner. The you won't know it till you drive it. Totally versatile, fully imported, all new from Mazda. Top one-tonner.
One day it occurred to Peter Allen that life would be a lot easier if people had a phone around the house, not their household around the phone. Rather than have expensive fixed extensions, he thought it would be a better idea to run a wire around the house you simply snap the phone into. Peter Allen works for Phone World, a member of the James Hardie Industries Group, who also thought Super Snap such a good idea they've made it available for all Australians. James Hardie Industries, the name behind the names, by Peter Allen.
So back at the centre, Peter's given you the score, 48-36, North Melbourne leading, and we're around about 16.5 minutes into the second term. North Melbourne through to wire, go forward again. Phil Cracker's there, waited for the crumb. The ball comes to turf. Jonas gets it down. German's there, nearly threw that ball out, taken by, who is this, Eustace? It is, no, it's not.
I think it's Notting.
Notting I spoke of before. Coming up the ground, but Greg takes the mark on the wing position. Being called by his teammates to go out wide. That he does. There's about 4 North players out there, but neither can get it yet. Holt tries to tap it out and does so with some success. Taken by Arsiri. He puts it into the forward pocket, and Jonas is there. Can't take the mark against Jep, and it's very close to the boundary line, but Jep doing well. Controls the ball for a while, but then James tried to give it back to him, I thought, but couldn't do so.
Well,
the boundary throw-in.
Good effort by Jep there, taking it round the boundary line. He's had an excellent game so far, and you can see him there giving directions to teammates. He's a very, very good player, as we see German down to Phil Cracker. Oh, look at that. Oh, skills of Cracker to Larkin to get the loose man going. Larkin sidesteps, swings onto the left foot. The short pass was meant for Cracker, but it goes straight to Dean Notting. Notting gets it across to Strawn. Strawn will go wide. Here's a chance for Richmond as it's taken there by Bays. Bays across to Burton. Burton's got no one to give it to, so he hooks it back towards Jess. Jess has been well covered by Glendinning. He's got no one to give it to. Now he goes back to James. James swings onto the left foot, beautifully smothered by Larkin. Oh, in the back against Jess, and it has to go to Larkin. A bit of a blue going on between Jess and John Law. Nothing serious, as Jimmy Jess got right into the back of Matthew Larkin on centre wing, and the parochial North Melbourne supporters not too happy.
Now, what in the right spot to get stuck into a North Melbourne player right here in front of the North Melbourne supporters. But there's the kick from Larkin up high. It'll come to ground, I would think. It comes to Arsiri. He gets it over the top of the pack. It breaks well for Cracker. Who's he going to give it to? He goes up toward McCann. He's holding Strawn out. Strength there. Told the story, but that's good football there. Geary got it out. A chance now for Holt. Holt gets it over to McCann. McCann puts it through. Another North Melbourne goal. North Melbourne combining against the breeze, which is a strange thing we've spoken of before. North Melbourne 8-6, Richmond 5-6. You're on Sevens big lead.
Well, full marks to North Melbourne. They were in trouble early against Richmond. They've fought back hard, and the Tigers finding it very difficult up at the forward line without Roach in the side as a spearhead. Pickering's their only forward really doing well, I think you'd agree, Jack. Jess has been well held up there by Glendinning, and here's a free kick at the centre bounce. Someone encroaching into the centre square. It'll go to McDonald. North really starting to play well at the moment. Down towards Hodgman. Hodgman braces himself, read that beautifully and takes a mark. He gets it to Johnny Holt. Holt hooks it back towards full forward. Who's there? Phil Cracker. Oh, boy! What a mark. A beautiful mark by Phil Cracker, 20 metres out from goal.
Oh, gee, I didn't know whether he had it or not. The umpire ran across us there. Peter obscured our view slightly, but that was a fantastic piece of work by Phil Cracker. North Melbourne have to win this game today against Richmond to stay in the final 5, because they've got 2 very hard games coming up against Fitzroy and Hawthorn. So they have to win today, and I think they realise that. Phil Cracker, 25 metres out in front. Couldn't miss it, I wouldn't think. Didn't miss it either. He puts it through for North Melbourne's 9th goal. North Melbourne 9-6, Richmond 5-6. You're on Sevens big lead.
Well, in the first quarter, it was all Richmond. They played a terrific game. We thought the flags here at Arden Street are favouring the end, which Richmond is kicking in. The ball's certainly floating further that end. They're kicking the ball further, but all the scoring has been done at the opposite end of the ground.
Well, there's no reason for it because the breeze is definitely favouring left of screen. That's the northern end of the ground.
But Richmond are finding it very difficult, Jack, to get it past that North Melbourne half-back line. Glendinning holding Jess and Laws holding his opponent, James. And generally, North just too strong in defence, and without Roach up there to fire it, Pickering's their only forward who's doing well, and they can't get it up to him at the moment.
Umpire Morrow put it down, thumped out by MacDonald and kicked very high on this occasion. Greg coming on the scene with Demetriou. The ball comes to turf, hurried out on that occasion by Crocker. Another chance for North Melbourne's Peter German. He goes goalward. It's McCann. No, he can't hold it. He comes tracking to row, and through it goes. Another North Melbourne goal. I was just about to say that North Melbourne have kicked 6 goals for the quarter. It is now 7. North Melbourne 10 goals, 6, 66. Leading Richmond by 30 points, 5-6, 36.
Yes, great play by McCann there. There is no doubt about that player. If he gets in front and fights for the ball, he's a terrific player, and he fought for that one. That allowed Phil Cracker to run free, and he booted it off the ground through for his second goal. But full marks to McCann wrestling down there with Strawn, as we've seen McDonald too. Not unusual looking ruckman there in McDonald and Craig Stewart. Jimmy Jess had a very quiet day.
Oops.
Oh, Burton fumbles the football. He copped one in the back there. He had to get a free kick there. Umpire Smith and umpires Jeff Morrow doing a pretty good job keeping control of this game.
Chris Burton getting a hand pass out. Jeppard appeared to be getting it down. Smith's there for North at the back with a mark by Geary. He was looking for the chance to keep going. He comes back with a hand pass. He gave it back to Burton, who's this quarter's rolling. He's got a little pass. That's Rioli getting the ball moving down toward the half-forward zone. Geary awaits an ear to pick up, an ear from the forward pocket. Comes around looking for Pickering, but it's chopped off by Smith.
Ross Smith, great game last week up at the Sydney Cricket Ground when they needed him badly. And Mickey McKenna, I was surprised he didn't start on the ground, but he's about to come on for Richmond. I'm not sure who he'll replace. There's German, caught, breaks the tackle easily onto the left foot. Hodgman bundled out of the way. Demetriou to Crocker. Oh, gee, they look good now. Out to Larkin. Oh, gee, they're teaming beautifully now, North Melbourne. He was grabbed when he didn't have the football by Peter Francis. Off he goes. Shrugs the tackle. A long hand pass out to Demetriou. He wants the hand pass. Now he goes for the kick. He floats it in towards goal. Strawn. No mark. Kicked off the ground. And that was for a North Melbourne point. And that was by Asiri, Mark Asiri, the little fella down the forward pocket. So North, it's been a North Melbourne quarter by far. 10-7 North. Richmond 5-6.
Strawn going out wide, finding Eustace, who gave the ball back out to Jepp. Jepp of Richmond coming down the wing position toward the wing on the outer side where the old gas holder used to be, but now they used to be called the gasometer wing one stage, but there's no gas holder anymore, Pete. So that's part of the skyline gone from North Melbourne, as will the North Melbourne Football Club. It does appear they'll be leaving this ground at the end of this year. So the ball tapped out again. There's a chance for McKenna. Peter told you before was coming on. He kicks down towards Jimmy Jess. He can't take the mark. It runs through past Fury toward the boundary line. Picked up by the Brownlow medalist.
By Fury.
Glendinning.
Beautiful shepherding by Fury there to allow Glendinning to come through. Now it's Egan who looks clean in the uniform. Over to Francis. Francis to Anir to Pickering. He's got it. He ducks away. Oh, he loses it as he was tackled beautifully. It's punched away over to Fury. That was by Ross Smith. Over the line it goes. I thought Pickering was going to get clear and have a shot, but that late tackle just caught him. He was dispossessed of the ball, and it's in the forward pocket as Jess. Or cop one in the back. He must get a free kick. Yes. No doubt, umpire Morrow, I agree with that entirely, as Donald McDonald jumps straight into the back of Jess, 20 metres out directly in front.
Well, North Melbourne on 10-7, Richmond on 5 goals 6 with Jess. He will change the scoreboard here. He's only 20 metres out from goal, should kick the goal and should bring Richmond up to 6-6. Well, we'll wait and see. The ball is slippery, but he should kick the goal, really. Jimmy Jess. He puts it through. So Richmond now 6-6 in answer to North Melbourne's 10-7. You're on Seven's big league in the second term of the game at Arden Street, North Melbourne and Richmond.
And North Melbourne coming away convincing winners to score by 50 points. McCann got 5 goals for the Kangaroos, and for Richmond, Pickering 3 and Creben got 2. Looking at the stats on the match, North Melbourne having 44 more kicks, and Richmond, they had 66 more handballs. Now, checking the league ladder as it stands after round 20. We'll check next week's games first of all. And Geelong and Richmond out at VFL Park. Hawthorn play Carlton in a game that should and very possibly will decide the double chance. North Melbourne play Fitzroy. Collingwood play Footscray, Essendon play St Kilda, and the match on Sunday, August the 25th, is the Sydney Swans versus Melbourne. That's the second last game in Sydney for this year. The final game of the season will be the Bombers and the Swans at the SCG a couple of weeks from now. Now let's check the league ladder if we possibly can. There it is. Essendon, a pretty well consolidated first spot. Even if they lose the remaining 2 matches, their percentage is still very handy. Footscray are pretty well sewn up second too with 60 points. Carlton and Hawthorn, as I mentioned, to play next week. And North Melbourne still in the 5 with a percentage of just over the 100 mark. Geelong can get in, but it now seems unlikely. Collingwood can't make the 5 from Fitzroy, Richmond, Melbourne, the Sydney Swans and St Kilda. And that's how they stand after round 20. 2 rounds to go to complete season 1985 and then the finals, and let's hope we indeed have some fine weather before then to let the grounds dry up. Good win to Footscray today, certainly the highlight of the round over Hawthorn at the Western Oval. The Bulldogs scoring by 5 points, and that just about wraps it up for Sevens Big League tonight. Don't forget the Army Reserve Cup tomorrow, live and exclusive to 7 Sport from 2:15 at the Lake Oval. Hope to see you down there. Okay, takes us out from Sevens Big League. Hope your team won today. Good night to you all.